Hello.
Hi.
Happy Sunday. And we're back for another Project Runway episode recap. So tonight we're going to be wrapping up who is out for episode 7 and then all of episode 8. And let me just say, if you haven't watched it yet, we got stuff to talk about.
Oh, it's something.
I'm just going to preface this by saying this was my least favorite episode of the entire season.
I'm going to level up with you and say this is my least favorite season of Project Runway ever.
Agreed.
I get this feeling from everything that's gone on that it's like, oh, we have to do this, so we're going to cram it into the least amount of time as possible and give it the least amount of effort. Like, this truly feels like we had an A product and we're giving it D effort, and it shows.
I mean, as a show that has historically had great seasons for 20 years, why on the 21st season, when you bring Heidi back, that you just like clearly planned this last minute and maybe had like a third of the original budget? Like, it's what it feels like.
Maybe, like, is it a Heidi thing? Is it like, hey, Heidi only has 2 weeks to give us, so we're going to cram this in?
Then don't do it.
Like, then the product suffers.
Yeah, because like her being there, even she's only there for like the end. Yeah. And there's even been one episode where she wasn't there the whole time. Like only Law was the judge one time. So like, again, like, is it necessary? I mean, like, Nina Garcia's barely been there this entire season.
Yeah, even my mom said to me, she's like, where's Nina? Like, we don't know.
We don't know. But if you guys have watched this episode, we have a lot to talk about, and we would absolutely love your thoughts and opinions in the comments.
This feels like we
I don't even want to do it because it doesn't feel like it should get any more time, because it was
honestly, and you nailed it. Like, what you said was going to happen is exactly what happened. And in fabric choice, you're like, just wait, they're going to pick this fabric. And that's exactly what one of them did. And you're like, oh my God. Okay, let's just dive into it because it was rough.
Like, Audra's got a glass of wine, and I feel like I should have grabbed one and been more prepared for this chat.
I mean, if it wasn't for the fact I wanted to like follow through, I would have quit like after episode 4.
Of doing these live stream recaps. I know.
Sunday nights with my family are worth more than that. I feel like I'm putting more effort than they are.
Well, and I'm like doing these like
on the slide decks you do, like that takes time.
Yeah. It takes so much time. Like, I feel like I spend more time on these slide decks for us to talk about it here on a Sunday night than they do in editing these episodes. Anyways,
let's go.
We're a little bitter, but we're 8 episodes in. We only have 2 left. We're going to see it through, and then we're probably never going to do this again with Project Runway ever again.
Yeah. And Janet, right. I mean, we're going to talk about this challenge here in a second, but like, I think Bethany and I have texted back and forth about this. I think like, as creatives, the fact that they have made them do every single one of these as 1 hour or 1 day challenges,
which feels like a 1 hour.
It feels like, but it's like, it makes me angry as a creative because it feels like you are taking their creative abilities for granted, that they can just churn and churn and churn and churn and like not get a creative break.
Yeah. And I think you and I went into this because we have such a love and passion for the first 20 seasons. And I
watched them on repeat.
I know. And I thought this would be such like a fun, we both thought, you brought me the idea and I ran with it. And I was like, yes, let's do this. Let's have some fun and like talk about this, because we both love garment sewing. We both love fashion. I went to school for fashion design, for crying out loud. Like, I love this stuff. That's why I'm so obsessed with this show. And you and I went into this so excited, and then we've just lost all hope. And now we're just seeing it through just because like we're not quitters. And there's only
quitters.
There's 2 more episodes left, but like we probably should have quit a long time ago. Janet says, I was shocked how they did it. Marilyn says the last scene said to be continued, so maybe another weird twist. Marilyn, we're going to get to that.
Yeah. So Marilyn, I wouldn't be surprised if you're not wrong, and we'll get to it at the end, but I do have a hunch there's going to be like a blah, blah, blah. But da, da, da. I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah. So
I think they're doing anything they can at this point to keep people interested in the show, because I think most people probably we might be the only people watching this.
I would love to know what the ratings have been.
It's not good. That's what I've heard. It's not good. All right, let's dive into this as usual. Oh goodness. Speaking of Heidi.
Heidi's here.
Christian's here. Christian's the saving grace of this season.
I mean, if it wasn't for Christian, I don't know what I would do.
I'd be doing this by myself at this point, because I'm you'd be like, I'm out.
I'm out.
Of course, Nina was nowhere to be seen again. I don't think she's coming back, to be honest. If she comes back at the end, what's the point? You don't even know these designers.
True.
How can you honestly judge them? Law Roach. Our guest judges, we had 2 guest judges, Harris Reed, who's a fashion designer. He's a stylist as well. And Nikki Glaser, comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Some of their judge choices have been interesting. Yeah. Marilyn says he's even been disgusted. I think she's referring to Christian. Like, even Christian is like, really disgusted by all of this. All right, so how we ended last week was Jesus won the Western Chic Challenge. And we had 3 in the bottom 3. Yuchen with his horns, Ethan and VJ. And we found out at the end of that episode that Ethan was pretty much safe, like between the 3 of them, and they kind of sent him off, but he was in the bottom 3. So it's kind of down to Yuchen and VJ. And this next slide, if you haven't watched the episode, is going to reveal who is out from the Western Challenge. And then we'll know who our top 5 designers are. And that would be Yuchen. Yuchen went home.
I mean, those horns.
I know. He got bucked right out of this show real fast.
I think he started to question his creativity and started to put out some stuff that just didn't. Yeah.
Well, I've been questioning his creativity from the jump ever since he made a soccer ball mini skirt.
He was like mini skirt after mini skirt after mini skirt.
And every time he's tried to do something other, it's flopped. And he really lost his confidence when he absolutely failed the streetwear challenge, and it's just been downhill ever since. And he even said it in this episode. I will say he's been a very good contestant and designer and player, and very like, he's not really like a pot stir of drama, really. Like he kind of shuts it down or like doesn't engage. So I had hope for him. But
I did too. But I do think this was the right call.
I couldn't agree more. So let's go into, we have Ethan, VJ, Jesus, Belania, and Antonio left. Those are our final 5. And we're going to jump right into episode 8, which I felt like was...
Wait, just hold on. Who won the last episode? Jesus?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's it. Just reminding myself. Okay, go.
Yep. He won the Western Challenge instead of his brother Antonio. And so... we go into episode 8, which is creating client comfort challenge. And this is where they had people that were not models. They were just regular people like you and I who suffer with sensitive skin or things like eczema or skin conditions. They kind of focused on eczema. And then they randomly picked in a bag to pull out a designer's name, and that was their designer. And I actually kind of liked that they did it that way, like just random.
Yeah, I did too. And I think to note that I think the episode was sponsored by Eli Lilly, drug manufacturer for like eczema, etc.
Yes.
Yeah.
But well, yeah. Anyways, so they had a $500 mood fabric budget, and again, it's a 1-day challenge. Apparently, we're not going to get away from those.
Apparently not.
I wouldn't even be surprised if the finale is a 1-day challenge at this point.
At this point, yeah, I agree.
It's not going to be anything good. Like you cannot go from a 1-day challenge for 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and then say, go do a whole collection. Like,
no,
you've not given them an opportunity to do even a 3-piece collection, which is typically like the stair step that they do. Anyways, so I put this photo here because I just needed to note that this episode felt like part fashion design show, and part like we were on a date watching someone else be on an awkward date. And Jesus got paired up with, I don't even know his name, his model, his client. And they were so touchy-feely, flirty. It was a little uncomfortable to watch. And they literally only had 30 minutes to like talk about the design before the guy left, and he had a day to make it. So like, yeah, he literally called him his husband.
Yeah.
It was so weird. So I just thought this moment in his interview where it says Jesus and it says swiping right.
Yep.
Cracked me up. I don't know if you've caught on. We haven't talked about it much, but in this show, this season, the
lower thirds are my favorite.
Yes, they've done a lot.
It's probably the best part of the show, honestly.
Yes, yes, exactly what I was going to say. They've changed out the words under their names throughout episodes based on what they're saying, and it's honestly something I'll rewind just to make sure I read it right. Like, I'm like, wait, what did it say?
Yeah, I think we brought it up in like episode 2, maybe, because the lower thirds are absolutely hilarious. So there's like the lower third is like the thing at the bottom of the screen that has like your name and your,
and it's whatever's like right here. So normally it'll say like the type of designer they are, like streetwear designer or ready to wear designer or whatever. But they change it a lot and it's comical. So this time it said Jesus swiping right, like it's a dating app, because he literally, we watched him go on a date. So the challenge is to make something that not only the client wants, it needs to be kind of like a night out on the town. Like if you were to go to like a bar or a nice dinner or a club or whatever, like, and make them feel really confident, but also comfortable. It can't be irritating their skin or whatever. So they dive into it, and it
has to have a reveal.
And it has to have a reveal. So it has to be like, okay, we're just gonna jump right in. Jesus was the first one up.
So he said multiple times, his client, that the design felt too effeminate for him.
Yeah.
He voiced his opinion multiple times that this was not his style. It felt too feminine for him. And Jesus just kept trucking down the road.
Well, I think Jesus just like wasn't listening with his ears because he was too busy like getting lost in this guy's eyes. This is the guy that he was like flirting with. They were both flirting with each other hardcore. I mean, as soon as they came out and were standing next to Heidi, before they even picked names, they were making googly eyes at each other. It's cute, but it was just like, I think he just got distracted.
Yeah.
I think he got distracted. I think he wanted to show off for this guy and his talents, which he is talented, but it did not deliver. Like the
what did they say? What they call it? They called it a pirate.
It looks like a straight jacket to me, but they called it some sort of like
pirate magician.
Pirate magician.
Pirate magician. And I was like, dang, that is accurate.
That's what Nikki Glaser called it.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. I did not like the shirt at all with the bedazzle. And I don't know if you can tell, but right here on the sides of the pants is more of that same bedazzle that's up on the collar. It was impossible to see during the show, but when I got these photos, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like a cummerbund of bedazzle. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, the only nice thing about this whole outfit was that coat. The coat was the reveal. You didn't have to like do this to have a reveal. Like the coat could be the moment and then have something underneath be like subtle. Like it could go both ways, but they just felt like you had to do this and show more.
Yeah.
And if that was the case, then downplay the coat or spend more time on the shirt and have like I don't know. It was rough. And this guy, while he did his best to rock the look and be confident down the runway, you could tell he wasn't. And he even voiced that this was not something that he would normally pick out. He's like, I like the jacket. Like, he was like, that was about it.
Yeah.
So anyways, that was Jesus's. Melania.
She struggled.
She struggled a lot because her client couldn't have been more opposite of who Melania is. Melania likes colors. She likes patterns. She likes prints. She likes different things. And this lady was like, I don't do color. I don't do prints. And she just was really, it was really challenging for Melania. And I was thinking this is great for Melania because she is tall. She can put her in something really fun. But this girl just seemed miserable to be there. She just was not I don't know where they got these people, but she didn't seem like she wanted to be there at all.
And in the jacket actually has a really beautiful plaid.
It does.
Like it's a very beautiful, like subtle plaid on the outside.
Yes.
And so like I think if she would have stayed in the vein of the jacket,
yes,
it would have been a different story.
I agree. Or if like that plaid
like the wool challenge, was that challenge 2? Like she can do beautiful things with simple fabrics.
Yeah. Yeah. And she could have brought in that plaid into other ways into that under area. And again, I think people got in their head that like a reveal has to be something shiny or sparkly or over the top. And it really doesn't. It's just like they've been doing reveals this entire season with having like she's done coats and stuff where they come off or whatever. And like, that's a reveal. Like it doesn't have to be.
I think people get into their head though, because if they're doing it naturally with their design, that's one thing. But then if it's like, oh, you have to have a reveal, then it's like, oh crap.
Now it's got to be obvious and stand out and shock them. And it's like, you know what? They were shocked before when they took a coat off and saw what was underneath, and it like worked. Like, anyways,
this was the one where I had to laugh out loud because before like whenever they teased this episode, you and I were messaging back and forth, and you said, "Watch." Someone's going to choose wool.
Yeah.
And what did Melania do?
She chose wool.
Like this is for people who have eczema and irritated skin. And
I don't have eczema, but like, I don't like wool because it makes me itch. And it makes a lot of people itch. It can be very, and it's also very hot. And you don't want your skin to be hot, especially with eczema. You don't want to get sweaty. You want your skin to be able to breathe. And so like, she got wool, but she did say she was double brushed. She searched for brushed wool, which is like and she kind of explained. So I'm like, okay, if you're gonna do it, like that's okay. But like again, why are they going? Like I'm thinking of like satins and silks and like
rayon, even like
rayon and like anything that's like soft and breathable. But you're picking the hottest, heaviest, itchiest fabrics. And they never called them out for it.
I was like, man, Bethany called that.
I said it. And then they did it. And none of the judges called them out for it. And I just was like, wasn't that the whole? I think even the judges lost the point of this conversation.
Yeah.
Because one thing I thought was interesting is when they had their little mini briefs, and we only saw a few minutes of it, but like, I felt like the designers weren't asking the right questions to get to know their client. They were already in their head about the challenge and weren't listening. But I will say someone who I felt like was asking really good questions was VJ. Like, how does, like, what is she asked, one of the things was like, what can irritate? Like, and he was like, if I get really hot and get really sweaty, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I was just like, she's trying to understand something that he deals with so that she can try to accommodate. Whereas I felt like, and it's not to say that they didn't ask those questions, we just didn't see it. Right.
Yeah.
But then when someone, I think it was Antonio's client, he was like, so where do you typically break out? And she's like, well, I have some on my wrist. And I was like, so we don't really have, like, to me, someone who suffers from eczema has, and it's not to say that she doesn't from time to time, but I'm just saying, like, typically it's a little more.
Yeah. We don't know what was edited. She could have said a whole thing and we only got that part. So
So I just was like, do they really have it, or are they just being paid to say it? Like, who knows? Who knows? I mean, at this point, I trust nothing in this show. So.
All right, who's next? Ethan. Ethan did a whole pivot.
Ethan,
like in the final hours.
This looks like a crime scene. Like she cleaned up, like either committed a crime or cleaned up a crime scene, and then just walked out on the runway. And part of that is just how stinking short this is.
Yeah, I don't think I realized how short it was until I was looking at it here.
It's so short.
It feels like an inkblot test at a psychiatrist.
Yeah. What do you see? What do you see right here? Let's diagnose ourselves.
I see the head of the alien from the movie Aliens, the queen from Aliens 3.
I see a roach.
Okay, so it's short and very ink blotty. I got to give him credit because he whipped this out in no time. That doesn't mean it's a winner, but I got to give him
Also
credit.
dyed the fabric himself.
Yeah, he dyed it all himself. So I got to give him props on that front. And it actually looks like a non-irritating fabric. The cup fits badly.
He is not capable of fitting a woman's body.
That is correct.
He has not once this entire season properly fit a woman's body. Yeah. Except for that one jumpsuit with the red line down the side, and that was stretchy. So, like, anything structured or anything non-stretch, it has not fitted. I mean, he's padded hips, and it made it look weird. He's had multiple comments, even in the Western Challenge, where the bust and like this has been a repeated comment from Heidi and other people saying like it doesn't fit up top. Like you've got to learn how to fit up top or stop doing these. But I really don't know why he's still here. Like, I think he's getting by the skin of his teeth, but like he's consistent, but he's consistently not making things that fit, in my opinion. Antonio.
So this was actually a double reveal. Like she came out once and took something off at the end of the runway, and then this was the second reveal.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's beaded.
And it's beaded.
Which I find anything beaded to be scratchy. Like it's not scratching what's touching, but like if her hands are on her side, or she's walking or anything like that's scratchy on you. Like you don't just have to think about how the skin it touches when you wear it, but also the skin that touches it from the outside too, like your arms or anything like that. Like that matters as well. So it's kind of short for anybody.
Standpoint, the two jackets and this were the best thing that walked out on the runway.
No, this definitely was, but I still feel like there's double-sided tape holding this up.
I agree. It doesn't look like it's like, it doesn't look super comfortable.
It doesn't look comfortable, and it doesn't look like it really fits her up top.
Yeah.
But apparently Law Roach really liked it because he said he was attracted to her chest. So,
all right.
That was an awkward conversation too. It was really weird.
This whole episode was very weird.
Really weird comments, but she did look low. And I will say she felt good in this.
She felt like $1 million. And ultimately, when you've got challenges with like real people,
and clients,
that is the goal.
Yeah. They also had to like it and be comfortable in it.
If they feel like $1 million, that is the goal.
Yeah. Yeah. And last was VJ. And I will say VJ's construction of the jacket and the pants were great. I did not understand the sweater. I felt like the sweater made him look like he has a tummy that he didn't have with that slouchy. Like what I'm talking about is like this right here. That's not, he's a fit guy. Like he's young, you know? That sweater wasn't a reveal and people got really hung up on that. But the guy loved it.
Yeah.
She also used wool, and he was the one that said, if my skin gets hot and sweaty, it will get very irritated. And she puts him in like a leather jacket over a wool sweater with like leather pants. Like again, I think nobody listened to their.
No, I really
felt like episode 1. Not episode 8.
Felt like a super awkward challenge in general.
Yeah. All right. So these were the top 2 looks that they picked. Would you agree with this?
Yeah. I mean, I would. I would agree with it.
Yeah, I would too.
I don't have anything like amazing to say about anything in this episode, but yes, I agree with this.
I think they had to pick. Like none of them are winners, in my opinion. But it was like there were so many that were so bad that they just got by. So these were the top 2 looks, and Antonio won this challenge, and this was Antonio's first challenge to win. which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
And then the bottom two were somehow Jesus and Bellania. I did not agree with this.
I would have
swapped out Bellania with Ethan because at least her garment fit her. And that coat was stunning.
True.
And it's not the worst thing that came down the runway.
No, so, I would agree with that decision. Yep, I agree.
I think I was really shocked that these two were in the bottom because these two have been consistently some of the best two designers. Yeah. So that really shocked me. Now, here is the twist. And this is what Marilyn was talking about a minute ago in our chat. Because normally we don't find out who is out of the bottom people until the beginning of the next episode, right? That's how they've got it structured this season. But then they threw us a curveball and said that there was a double elimination where both, by the way, these were their faces I screenshot when Heidi said you're both out.
Yeah. I mean, those were her exact words. She's like, Jesus and Bellania, you're both out. And they were both, I mean, and then the episode ended. And you're like, so here's what, to Marilyn's point, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, you're both out, but you can fight for your life or something.
Or you're both out, but we've decided to give you a second chance because you have been two of the strongest. And we feel like everyone really struggled with this challenge and we're going to give everybody a chance.
Yeah.
Or you're both out, but your fellow designers have a choice to save one of you. Something like that could happen. I would be shocked if they get rid of their two top designers that have been most consistent in this season. I mean, these two have won the most challenges.
I can't remember, is there a Siriano save this year? And if so, has he used it? I don't
know if there is. It's not been mentioned and it has not been used.
So there could be a world where they're like, but Christian can save one of you.
Yeah.
Or something. Yep. Nancy.
Nancy just said that.
So, yep, Nancy. So in previous years, there's been a Siriano save in previous seasons. So they have not talked about one, but maybe there is a situation where Christian can save somebody.
Because these two I would love to see in the top three.
Bellania has consistently been my favorite.
Yeah. But Jesus has consistently delivered some winners too. Yeah. So my top three in my head that I would like to see are these two and VJ.
Agreed. 100% agreed. So it'll just be interesting to see see, Nancy, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're going to do a fight for your life thing. We're like, you're both out, but Jesus and Bellania, you've got 2 hours to do blank with your garments to make them better or blah to do whatever. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen, is some type of mini challenge. Yeah.
They all struggled with listening to their clients. I agree with that comment. Yeah. So this is where we were left off. And I will say this has been the most shocking twist we've had in this whole season. And I think even their faces here are proof of just how shocked we all are with this end.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like they're both going home.
I think you can't send these two home.
I think they either save them both.
Yeah.
And then there might be a double elimination in the next challenge to get to that top three. Or Christian Siriano gets to pull a save, or they have a mini challenge, save your outfit kind of thing. I would be shocked if both of these two go. If both of these two go home, then I'm going to be ready to throw in the towel on this whole.
We're packing it in.
We're done. We're over it. You lost me.
I guess we'll find out on Thursday.
Oh, we'll find out. But this was a tough one. I think this challenge was tough for me to get interested in. The clients were tough to deal with. The runway, the outfits, it was all just not good. It was just not good. So anyways, for the top 5, this was not it. This is not this wasn't the growth that you expect to see in a series like this.
No.
But again, we've had 1-day challenges. back to back to back to back. And we even said today when we were texting about it, I think you're right. They literally filmed this in 2 weeks.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, it's been like so we're going to be 10 challenges in per se. I mean, I don't know. You're not going to give them days off. Why would you give them days off in between if you're making them cramming it through 1-day challenges?
Yeah. No, they're not. They're not. They're trying to get it all in as quickly as possible to keep overhead down. They only had to rent a space for a month. They only had to, so they had like a week to set up everything. They had like maybe 2.5 to 3 weeks to film, and then they got everything out of there, and they were like rented the space. That's why you haven't seen the same people consistently show up for this show. That's why Nina Garcia has barely been here. I'll honestly kind of be annoyed if she comes back at this point. She doesn't even. I'd be surprised if she remembers their names.
Yeah.
Let's be real. So.
She's gonna have cards to reference.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll find out Thursday, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I hope you guys will tune in to this Tuesday's podcast episode over at the Sewcial Hour, because we actually talked with a fashion designer. So we talked with Louisa. She is known on social media for her upcycling, but she actually went to school for fashion design and used to make collections and do all of this. And we didn't even really talk about this show much, if at all, with her in the episode. But thinking back, we probably should have asked her if she's watched it. But she talks about her experience of doing all of that. And it's a really good episode. And I hope you guys tune in. It drops on Tuesday. So you can listen to anywhere you listen to podcasts, or you can watch right here on YouTube, over on the Sewcial Hour Podcast YouTube channel. And we'll see you next weekend, next Sunday. Weekend. We're almost done.
Almost done.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you later. I got to find the end button. Where's the end button there?